So let's go to another image. Let's go to the Coco River Lighthouse. And I'm sorry, I bet you I'm really butchering the name of that thing. Sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go, basic shot. I'm gonna go over to my friend. I'm gonna click on my landscape preset. With that, I'm gonna come over here and hit my noise. Do my preemptive strike a little bit. And then what? Well, it's just a personal thing, but dust drives me nuts. I just can't stand seeing it. And so, since it's here, and it's in Adobe Camera Raw, and I can deal with it in a RAW file, I really do it here. It saves me from what? Creating a layer, or having to hit the letter J and do it later on with a spot healing brush. I just do it right now, and then it's gone. I don't have to think about it, I don't have to see it. Boink, 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 boink. Yes, I think sound effects makes Photoshop happier, so I do them all the time. All right, now, what was the scheme here? Okay, flat light and color contrast to really make something happen in our black and white. Because it is flat, okay? The light is pretty flat. We got a little bit of cadence there on the facets of the lighthouse, but otherwise it's pretty flat light. Now watch what happens to this base right here. We come over here to our HSL grayscale tab, okay? Come over to the reds, come over to the oranges, and what am I doing? I'm brightening them up. Because remember, I wanted this down here dark, these lines coming up to the lighthouse. Dark, light was important. At the same time, look at the sky, okay? I know it's gray, but what happens if we bring down the blue? Now you probably can say it looks kind of funky, okay? But keep in mind that we're not doing a color, we're going to do a black and white photograph. So I'm bringing that down because what? It's going to create more contrast for the structure to grab to. I like that, all right? Pretty simplistic. Now with that, you can come over here and just for you to think about, the highlight and white slider, okay, could be or cannot be your friend. So for example, the whites, if I just hit the whites, see what happens to just the lighthouse, but look what happens to the sky too, okay? But it actually does what? It kind of delineates a little bit in the sky, right in here, okay? Just a little bit. Gotta watch out, it could add some chromatic aberrations right there, so you gotta be careful, okay? You could do that. You could sit there and do the highlights just a tad maybe. You could maybe do a little bit down the blacks, just beefing up the contrast a little bit. And if you wanted more in the rocks, you could definitely bring up the shadows, okay? It's really your call. So that's what I'm going to start with. And one thing I'll show you, just in case you didn't know it was here, you click on the very last icon here, snapshots. You hit the preview, you can see the before and the after. So you can see right there just what you did, what? Just in Adobe Camera Raw, okay? I'm going to come over here because I see a little bit of color fringing. I'm going to hit the profile. And I'm going to go to manual, and I'm going to sit there and, oh no, wrong one, color, excuse me. I'm going to bring this down here. Take care a little bit on the edge there. Working for me. With that, open object. Now, same drill, okay? Control, Command 0, pop it open. I'm going to hit Command J. That Command J will what? It will let me sit there and, okay, create a new layer. And create the new layer with that smart object. So I'm going to right click on that. Now right click to rasterize. Again, that's just my own thing. That's not necessarily the way you should do it. It's just the way I do it because it's so fast. Filter, Nick, Silver Effect Pro. Now it's real easy. Structure. I love that structure. Take over the land of 80s. Look at that. Do you see that? Pop. Watch the clouds. Watch it, watch it. Now, see the clouds coming down at an angle? I love it. They're coming in there. That's really cool. Really just nice and sweet. Hit the contrast. I'm going to play the contrast a little bit. Okay. Hit the brightness. Now, you have two options here. At least two. One, was the storm just leaving? Or is the storm just coming? Now, I'm going to play with the storm is coming. I'm going to hit W, okay? This is going to be my real quick selection tool, which I just love, okay? Sit there, I'm going to do a quick selection. Now, I don't want the roof. I don't want just the white part, so hold down the Option key. And I bring the selection back down just to the, I guess you could call it Adobe section. Haha, I didn't think about that. The Adobe section, okay? And I'm going to hit the Refine Edge. Now everybody has their own personal preference and numbers. You can pause the video to see mine. I'm just going to unselect that one part of the roof. Mine are already set in here as a default. These are the ones I just worked. Hit Okie dokie. Because I'm going to take this part and I'm going to hit my curves. No, I don't want to do that. Hit my curves and I'm going to bring up that building just a tad. So, well, that was rude because what I do, I deselect, I undid my selection. So I'm going to go back to quick selection. Thank you. And then I'm going to have to sit there and hold down Option, make that go away. Thank you. I hate when I do that. In a hurry, okay? Get rid of this little again. Hold down Options. See, it was going so well, and then I boo-booed, okay? Now with that selected, go back to curves. I'm going to bring them up maybe a third of a stop. Bring up that house just a third of a stop. And I want to implore you to sit there and go back and forth. So I brought that up. Now what I'm going to do with the same tool, I'm just going to sit there and select this whole sky. Okay? Real simple. Now I want to make sure this part of the building is, not selected. Come down here. Undo this. Boink. All right. I don't want that. I don't want this selected up here. Boink. Okay. Now watch. I want that, like I said, storm coming in. Come over to curves. Bring down the sky. Hold down the Alt or Option key. Back and forth. Pretty amazing difference, okay? Back and forth. Go with that. Change there if you want. That's just the lighthouse and the sky. Pretty simple, pretty dramatic. It's just the way I like it. Just keep in mind, okay, that what? I did all this thinking and all the processing at the point of capture, which is the kind of the way I like to do it. I like to sit there and all these steps I've kind of actually gone through in my mind. So when I get here to post, I know what I'm going to do. Yes, you have to think about it. You have to shoot a bunch. That's okay. Now, the last thing I want to encourage you to do is, you spent the day shooting. You've got all your images on your hard drive. Last thing I want you to think about is what you do when you go to bed. Okay, and that is to back everything up. That's really important. You've got images that are, as far as I'm concerned, priceless. Now that you've got them, they're on your hard drive. Those are one-of-a-kind images. You want to make sure they get back to your home and to your computer safely. Same time, you put some time into finishing images. So I want to encourage you, I'm sorry, I got to sit there, these two dust spots will drive me nuts. Letter J, boom, got to go, okay? And then you sit there and what? You're going to sit there and back everything up. The way I do it is I use the program right here, okay? Folder Sync Pro. I use that because I'm doing everything Mac right now on the road. When I get back to the office, all the archives are still on a Windows machine, and Senior Folder Sync Pro allows me to work with the two formats, the Mac and the Windows side. So I'm going to sit there, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the button, have the buffaloes do their job, back everything up, and everything gets home safe and sound. I want to thank you for joining me. Hope this gives you some inspiration and ideas on how to finish your own black and white landscape masterpieces.